Hey guys, today I want to share my solution for find the number of good pairs 2. It's one of the weekly LeetCode challenge in last week's weekly LeetCode competition. And first, let's come to the description of the program. We are given two integer arrays and a positive integer k and expected to return the total number of good pairs. The definition for good pair is if you can find a pair of ij that meets the criteria that nums1 is divisible by nums2 j times k, it will be a good pair. So the first solution is using brute force. We can iterate through all the pairs of ij, and the time complexity will be O n squared. An optimized way is to divide the tasks into two subtasks, so we don't need to iterate through all the pairs of ij. Because nums1 is divisible by nums2 j times k is equivalent to nums2 j times k is a factor of nums1. So it will become, we can find the factors for each element in nums1, and then we can find the value of the count of unique values in nums2 j times k. Then if they are equal, we can add the number of counts of values to j times k into the result. During implementation, so let's come to the implementation part. There are some things to take notes. The first thing is every factor are reversible, which means that if you find a factor, the nums1 divided by the factor is another factor. So for each time we need to add the number of counts, the number of value counts into the result for the two factors. But the special case is if nums1 has two factors that they are equal, we don't need to add again. For example, 36, it has two factors of the same value. We only need to add the value count of the unique factor. And the time complexity for this solution is n 1.5 n times 1.5 as n2, because for each nums1 we need to check its factors. If its factor is same, if the factor is in nums2, the value count of nums2, this one is to check the factors, and this one is to check each value, and this one is to check the count of unique values in nums2. The space complexity comes from storing the count of unique values in nums2. And during implementation, we need to take note that we must use none instead of int for the data type, because if we use int, it will have overflow issue since our input is more than 10 times 5. And besides, what else? And this one is tricky. So they are not the same data type, but I feel that double and long in C# can double is 8 bits and long is similar to it but has 8 bits of storage and cannot have this. Okay, so the difference is long doesn't have the point, but double can have point. Anyway, if you use double, then you compare it with long, it won't have issue. Okay, that's all. Thanks for finishing the video, and if you have any other questions, you can comment behind. I will try to solve it. Hope this video can help the ones who is also doing the weekly LeetCode challenge. If you have any suggestions, you can also comment and I will improve from it. Thanks guys, see you next week.